Doesn't matter what crypto, what asset you're in. When you're in a range like this for 125 days, it's nothing but boring until something happens, until you pop your head up, put in a new higher high, come back down, you're testing the higher low. The potential of a new bottom for DYDX for this bear market is in. So DYDX, this is going to be our jigsaw puzzle for the day. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you found this useful and if you got something out of it. And more importantly, if you painted a picture of DYDX by the end of this video. So we're going to start from this high here. We're going to start from this high. We're going to follow things down. I want you to notice one thing that's never happened until now. We've come down and we're putting in these lower highs. Follow it down, guys. We've made a chart pattern here. What's this? It's a bear pennant. We're in a bear pennant. How can you play bear pennants? Move to the upside, bullish, move to the downside, bearish. Higher probability you're going to get a move to the downside. This is the flagpole. Move to the downside because we're in a bearish move. So a continuation to the downside. And then we were in this accumulative range here. This is where I was accumulating in this range. And I'd said one thing, guys. If you're in an accumulative range and you're averaging down your position on an accumulative range, once you just get one God candle like that, it completely wipes out all the losses within 24 hours. And that's exactly what happened. So this was 125 days, this whole range here, 125 days. Anybody that is in a range for 125 days is nothing other than, by the time you get to the end of here, bored. 125 days of that is boring. Nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. Then something happens for the first time since here, we've put in a higher high. That's the first strong positive sign that the bulls have really regained momentum here. So let's clear the chart up. So we're putting a new higher high. The first thing that we needed to do was come back and retest this high. But ultimately what we need to do is put in a higher low. We can't put in a lower low. We need to put in a higher low. That's showing that the bulls have really, really, really got the confidence to push forward. So we've put in the higher high. We lost this here. This was the previous high. This was the first level we wanted to hold. What happened yesterday? Remember, we say one thing, that Bitcoin leads the market. Once Bitcoin leads the market, the altcoins follow. If Bitcoin gets a bit shaky, altcoins get even more shaky. That's what happened here. So Bitcoin got a bit shaky yesterday. Bam, big candle to the downside. Now, if we just zoom in, you can see this here. The bears pushed price all the way down here, and the bulls managed to push price back up and regain the 50 period moving average. Now you need to think of the 50 period moving average as one thing, your friend. That's going to be our friend here. Once we've lost that, that's showing in the short term that the bears have got momentum again. So we're holding this, and what you're likely to see, guys, is a choppiness of price action between these moving averages. This is quite a big range. If we measure this range from the bottom to the top, 44%. So that's a big range. And ultimately, the aim of the game for all of these altcoins is to regain the 200 period moving average, come back down, test it as support, then you'll really see the bull run accelerate. Once you've got this support, you'll see the acceleration of the bull run. So DYDX is lagging in comparison to other altcoins. Lots of other altcoins have already regained their 200 moving average, but that's what we're looking for in the short term. So it's sitting at 97 cents at the moment. We've got $1 that's going to be a psychological level, but this is the real level that I want to regain. That's $1.07, nearly $1.08. Once price actions push back up here and held this as support, I could see a big push from the bulls. So that's what I'm looking for in the short term. If I zoom out onto the weekly chart, that's a mess that we've just made. Right, you've got your highs up here at the top of this range. That's sat at $3.25. You've got the bottom of the range here. That's sat at 82 cents at the very bottom. So we're currently trading at 97 cents near the bottom. We've put in the new high. It's insignificant when you zoom out on the weekly chart. Each one of these candles on this chart is 1 week of price action. So that looks pretty insignificant, but we have put in that high. Put in the high. That's the main thing. So we know exactly what's happened on there. We can bring the indicators up now, jump back into the daily, bring the indicators up. And this is the next clue that we've got. The market told us that we were overbought here. The stochastic was telling us that the market was overbought. We put in a high. Then what happens? Price action pulls back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Took 5 days, the bears 5 days to reverse the one candle that the bulls made on that one day. So we've come back down and we've held the 50 period moving average. This has come back down to oversold. Tick. Oversold. So we're holding the 50. This is oversold. I want to see us above $1.08. What other markets are going to give us leading indicators, guys? Bitcoin dominance. This has been the pain in our ass for the last 2.5 years. Bitcoin dominance has been rising. You've got institutions buying into Bitcoin. You've got central banks buying into Bitcoin. You've got governments buying into Bitcoin. Everybody wants Bitcoin now. And the dominance has just spiked up and spiked up and spiked up. Is that a good thing? It's a good thing for Bitcoin, guys, not for altcoins. What do altcoins need to eventually have alt season, to eventually run? We need Bitcoin to confirm the bull market high, confirm that we're in a bull market, and then you'll see one thing. Once we've confirmed that we're in a bull market, you'll see people selling their Bitcoin. They want more gains elsewhere. That's the altcoins. People will sell their Bitcoin and we'll start doing this. Rather than putting higher highs and higher lows, start putting in lower highs, lower lows. Then you'll see a big acceleration to the downside, and that's going to be your dominant spike to the downside, which will confirm alt season. So that's the method in the madness, guys. Once we've got confirmation that we're in a bull market, people will sell their Bitcoin, and that's going to be backed up by one more thing. People selling their dollars. Once people start selling their dollars, out a weak dollar, guys, a weak dollar, a strong crypto. I say it all the time, weak dollar, strong crypto. But the method in the madness is they're selling their Bitcoin, they're selling their dollars, and they're buying something higher risk that's going to give them bigger gains. That's altcoins. That's when we're going to get the alt season. That's when we're going to get the acceleration to the downside. And we can look at total 3 as well. We've been monitoring total 3. And you can see we had this big spike up out of this channel. This channel was resistance. We looked at DYDX previously. This was in a channel. However, this was a bullish move because it followed from a bull flag. This is a bull flag. DYDX was bearish move to the downside. It's a high probability of a move to the downside here. It's a higher probability of a move to the upside here. So we broke out to the upside in total 3. This is the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, excluding Ethereum, rest of the crypto market. And we come back down. And what was this, guys? Remember, 50 period moving average is our friend. We've held the 50 period moving average along with this being resistance, 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 resistance. We'd expect that to flip support. So we got double confluence there. We got a bounce there. Total 3's come back up and it's double topped at the moment. Double topped. It's lost its 200 period moving average. You can see price action, bulk between the 50, bulk between the 20. We need to regain this 200 moving average, support, bam, put in a new higher high. That'll coincide with the Bitcoin dominance dropping. That'll coincide with the DXY dropping. So we can paint a picture from DYDX to say whether the bull market, the bear market lows in by just looking at signals, putting the jigsaw puzzle together, looking at other markets, and then painting an overall picture ourselves. What DYDX has done is positive, and we need to know one thing. It needs to hold this level here. So all eyes on this level over the next few days. Get your 50 period moving average up. We need to hold this level. In the short term, remember, we're regaining the $1.08. So that's what I'm looking for, DYDX, guys. Aim of the game, beat the 200 daily moving average. We'll watch it on the way up and keep track of that. And let me know in the comments if you did find it useful. I'll see you in the next one, guys.